Hello, we're back. We're looking at Accessible Archives today, one of my favorite paid for subscription sites, but I'm on it every day, so it's worth it. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in Accessible Archives. I've been here a lot. Click on the main page and it will take you to their magical website full of magic and unicorns. No unicorns, but it's magical. So if you look at what they have available, they have a bunch of collections that pertain to the Civil War and other reenacting communities, but mostly Civil War. I have looked through most of these, and they're amazing. They have advertisements, they have names, they have pictures, thousands and thousands of documents uploaded right onto this site. Now, I'm assuming you want to have access, so let me go through this real quick. You can see their collections. They have a blog where even if you don't want to get access, you can do some research here. Not necessarily all Civil War, but they do list some of the information that they've uploaded. They also have an active tech group, so if you have trouble, please call them. They're very nice. I liked them. So if you want to get access, you click on Personal Subscriptions. And you look down here and it will tell you how much it costs. It's $59.95 for an individual. Now certain institutions, you can, if you're a group and there's there's like 10, I think if it's 10 or 15 to 20 people, if you have a large group of people who want access, I strongly urge you to call them and tell them you're an institution, especially if you're a reenacting organization. So say you already have access, which I do. I'm going to go over here because this is just easier, and I'm going to click Submit because I already have a subscription, and you're going to get this nice main page here. And there's different ways you can search Accessible Archives. You can start by searching View Collections, and you will be overwhelmed because you're not exactly sure what you're looking at. It'll pop open a new window, and you can search this way. I do not recommend this because you don't often know what you're looking for, or it's just too big. But you can if you want to look through that one particular source. So I'm going to go backwards. You can do a word index where you can search by looking through different words. So what words are between anger and axe, and then you click and you select, and it will show you the copied words throughout everything. I'm not going to do this either because it's kind of tedious, but that's up to you. What I strongly suggest is doing a basic search. So I'm going to go over to here and click garnet. Actually, I want to look up garnet jewelry, so I'm going to click Show More Search Boxes and Jewelry. And I want to search the full text. When you look for just a title or an author, it kind of narrows it down. But if you want to look that way, feel free. And I'm just going to go over here and click Search. And I've got 275 things to look through. I don't want to do that. I want to narrow this down. And plus some of them are later than Civil War, and I want just Civil War. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to click Dates of Publication. Make sure you fill out the dates of publication just like this. If you leave out a month or a dash, it won't search correctly. So 1855-1-1, 1865-12.1, and I want to sort by date. This is how I typically do my research. And if I really would want to, I can search by newspapers and magazines. So I'm only going to get newspapers and magazines from the time. Don't go down here and click View Results List. It'll click you out of this. Go back up here and click Search. And now I'm down to 89. What I really like about Accessible Archives is there's different ways to search. So not only do they list the date and the publication, but I can look at the keywords in the context, so I can see the little keywords pop up, and it tells me how many times my word pops up in this article. I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to click on the actual article itself, and this is the full listing. Now, I like this. I like being able to read it. This is what's different than just uploaded things. I want to be able to actually read it, and sometimes when they scan things, it doesn't look good, but this looks good. If I want to, I can move on to different documents. I can print this. I can email it to people. These all just pop up very, here you can send in an email address. But I actually want to see what it looks like in the newspaper. So not issue contents, not view results list. I'm going to click on images, and it's going to take me to, hopefully if it loads, yes, it's loading, the actual newspaper. This is what's just amazing about Accessible Archives, is you have access to these advertisements. Look, here we are. I would never have guessed that, but that's a really nice font, and those are nice pictures. And now for my shop, this gives me an idea of what I could do in terms of an advertisement. But also look at all of the other things that they have here. Window glass, putty. I never would have thought the word putty was popular then, but I don't know. Painters, groceries and dry goods, personal things. Everything here in the newspaper, just uploaded. Prices, commercial prices for grain, wheat at that time. So this is what's amazing about Accessible Archives, is you have access, and I'm going to go backwards, you have access to not only the main articles, but you have access to the printed one, but also the scanned one. Now, if you're really curious, you can click clear and that will take you back to the beginning. If you're really curious, this is how I found a lot of research about odd things. So if you are really interested in buttons and you only want to look at Godey's Ladies Book, you can definitely do that. And you can click on your years. I usually do 1855 to 65 because it makes it, I don't know, it's more of the time period I'm looking at, and I can kind of see how fashions progress. But you can also click on all of these so that you can see, sort by date, you can see only things with images. So I clicked buttons. I have 274 results, and I can see a whole lot of buttons. Whole lot of buttons. So button hook, that's not exactly what I want, but you kind of get the idea that this is a great resource. You can use this for fashion, you can use it for genealogical research, you can use it for so many different things. I have been using this for 2 years, and it's one of the most amazing things that I've ever used. This is how I've done so much of my research, and it takes some playing around, but once you get the hang of it, yep, here's a bookmarker. Once you get the hang of it, it's really quite amazing. So let me know if you have any questions or would like me to add anything to this tutorial. But if you get a chance, definitely join Accessible Archives. It's well worth the $60.